Well, I went and picked him up and brought him over to the block and all that, and I had a proper conversation with him there. Also, speaking of, did you drive past earlier in Beep?
Yeah, I didn't mean anything bad by it. I tried
Yeah.
calling you and you didn't answer, and you said you were in the middle of some club stuff, and I didn't want to pull in and ask questions. I did slow roll it though.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I forget if it was before or after you answered, but I had called Hank and I said, "Have you gotten a hold of Rue? I'm worried. I haven't heard from her." Um, so I did a slow roll, but I wasn't trying to
Mm-hmm.
cause problems. If that's a problem, I won't do that anymore.
All good. Just be really careful doing that stuff, especially with all this stuff, you know,
Yeah,
high
I
alert and
hope
that.
people know that I'm not trying to get them on anything. I was
Mm-hmm.
concerned.
Oh no, no, they're aware. Because they were unsure who was driving by, right? They didn't know what officer. So
If and I will give you this promise, if I'm ever alone in that area, just assume that I'm gonna look the other way. Uh, if I happen to see something, I wouldn't go down there alone unless I was actually looking for trouble, and if I was, then I would have more than just me. So I know that doesn't reassure anyone else, but I'm not trying to find. I'm
mhm.
just letting you know I wasn't trying to do anything malicious.
Oh no, I wouldn't pick that of you at all. It's just yeah, want you to be safe.
Yeah. Have you seen Ziggy at all?
Not since I saw him last. That was a couple days ago now. Have you?
No. Unfortunately, I've been so busy with stuff. I haven't had a chance to have a lot of overlap with him, but I'm hoping that soon that will change.
Yeah, I don't know how he's going at the moment. I'm hoping he's doing a bit better at least.
Do you know if he's been sleeping at the house?
Pretty sure he has been.
Okay. Either Matt's
Why's that?
doing. No, I just wanted to make sure. Because if he wasn't, I'd be concerned. Typically, a sign of guilt is not wanting to show your worst to people.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want him to feel like that people don't have his back. And I hope he knows that he's always safe to come home as long as he's willing to entertain just a conversation and to talk things out.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you think Matt got lost on his way up?
I would almost guarantee you he either has someone pulled over or is doing the speed limit and is going to pull people over as he comes up. And I
Can you tell
wish
him it's an emergency?
no.
Like a mild emergency.
I don't think it's a mild emergency. It's okay. We'll give it a couple minutes. We'll talk, and then I'll call and check in on him.
That's fair.
Um, club stuff been okay?
I'll say so. It's going well.
Good.
I actually, how much do you know about like MCs and stuff like that?
I know how groups operate. I know how there's a structure very similarly to how we have structure. And based on what I understand, the rank structure of an MC follows suit very similarly to how we have like what people will refer to as a chain of command.
Mm-hmm.
Orders are given, and depending on the severity of the order, kind of falls on the plate of whoever is in those positions to sort of instruct others to go out and do, essentially, unless it is a bigger job that requires more hands. I know the nature of when it goes to shit, obviously, because that's when I step in, right? Oh,
I stacked it. Glad it wasn't me.
that motherfucker is gonna need an ambulance. Oh my god, what?
They're walking?
I wish I had my camera. Fuck.
There you go. Wait. Are they just walking down the hill? Oh, no,
No,
they're
that's a local.
back. I
Guy with a monkey mask. I don't know.
Hmm.
There you go. Oh, fuck.
Oh, do you need it back?
Yeah, can I get that back real quick?
Yeah, you can borrow it real quick. I don't mind.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Actually, you know what? I'm good. I'm good.
Oh, thank you. Oh, good, oh, good. But what I was gonna say is, the person I was sponsoring as a hangaround is now prospect, so I'm now sponsoring a prospect.
What does it mean to like sponsor, like mentor?
Yeah, essentially.
Okay. No, that's cool. I like that. Let's see, how long has it been
My
since I called
second
him?
one.
15 minutes? Do we think that's good enough time to just check in?
He should be well and truly here by now.
I just want to make sure he not dead.
Yeah. It's not picking up.
Mm-mm. Okay. I'm texting him, just touching base. Are you dead?
Yeah, that's a good start.
Oh, hey, speaking of dead, you do what you feel is most comfortable. Do you think the shirt would be off-putting for him?
Oh. Yeah, you got a point. Hang on.
If you want your best plan of approach, ease into it instead of kind of in his face about it, right?
So I chuck this on?
Go fucking change. Oh my god, no.
Changed.
It's me, Flop's daughter, ADMC, by the way. Check out my patches. These songs, fuck.
There you go. Muscle car shirt instead. That should be better.
Yeah, that's fine. He hasn't texted me and he hasn't responded. I wonder if he ejected.
Maybe?
I lied. He here. You want to talk to him first, or do you want to just go down and say hi?
Fuck, shit.
Say here.
Yesterday was very unfortunate.
Hi, Dad.
Sorry, On the way here, I had to pull over multiple
Oh
cars
my
doing
God,
150 miles an hour.
I want you to know that I just.
Oh.
Okay. Okay, witness. Did I not just say that?
Yeah, you did.
I said if he's not here, I assume he's
It was
pulling
two
someone.
separate cars, by the way. So you called me. I was on my way here. Car passed me at 1:30 by Sandy. They didn't stop. They tried doing some sneaky shit and pull underneath a little overpass. I saw them. You bet your ass I got 5 points on their license, and that's being lenient. They should have gone to prison, but I was busy. Then, after that concludes, I'm north on the highway.
Oh, this is
Aries
so good.
King, 153 miles an hour. Had to do the same thing. And you know what? I was even like, I'll offer them a bit of leniency here. They're like, oh, we're low on fuel, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, all right, give me keys to the car. Let me verify the fuel gauge. And they're like, oh, no, the car's dirty. This. And I was like, okay, well, fine. No leniency now.
Damn.
You know? And that's how I was late. But I've made it. Hello.
No, you're good. Hello.
Oh.
Hi. I'm glad you did what you had to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to keep you long because you're on duty. I got off duty to have a conversation, and I didn't want to take up a unit and just essentially collect a paycheck. So, formally, I'll say I haven't really had a chance to catch up with you and talk. I don't have full details, but Rue wanted to give something to you. I don't have any idea what it is, but she wanted to give something to you, and yeah, she didn't have your number.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got a gift, and you didn't call me yesterday. I thought you were gonna call. And,
I am so sorry. There was just
I
a
worked
lot
on
that
the gift.
happened. There was a lot that happened. A lot.
To be fair, yesterday was kind of a busy day. That chase went on for like an hour and a half.
Yeah. There was at least 10 different cars.
10.
I counted. Me personally counted 6 swaps. That was before I got attached to the pursuit.
All right. Let me. Oh.
Oh, it's perfect. Oh, it's perfect.
Wait, did you do this?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. That's so thoughtful.
Wait, you like it?
Yeah. But how you pronounce the word? SCALLOP.
Scallop.
Oh my God! She's my people.
I've been.
Oh my God!
I'll be honest. I've been fighting Ro about this for a while because I said scallop and she goes, "No, it's a scallop." I said, "You need to meet Matt."
It is a scallop.
That's how I always pronounce it.
Is that actually how you've always pronounced it, Rue?
No.
Do you say scallop?
Yeah, I say scallop.
No.
I can't even say scallop.
No, you overemphasized it then. Now I know it's not true. How do you actually say it?
Scallop.
Okay, say that word like that and potatoes, like
Potato scallop.
So is that how you say it?
It's kind of a mix.
Yeah.
It's not like it's not like straight up scallop and it's not scallop. It's like kind of in the middle. Right?
No. I don't know that it's in the middle. Listen, that's fine. It's fine. This is Rue, thank you. To answer your question, yes, you can get a redo. To be clear, I don't expect things to be perfect. The way you reacted and responded to the situation yesterday told me what I needed to know.
Is that bad?
No,
Oh,
it's
okay.
actually not. Because although that situation was a while, you had the opportunity to Now, don't get me wrong, Jesse can be dumb. You had the opportunity to jump into your truck. I gave you an out, essentially the equivalent of a slap on the wrist. Like, hey, I don't want to VAF your truck, even though it's eligible, given what happened.
We
So,
just
like,
got her
just
the
let it get
truck.
impounded for whatever petty thing. You know, pay the impound fee. It's probably $500. I don't know, and then move on. Now, did I verify if it got impounded? Unfortunately, not, because things popped off back to back to back. But your immediate response to that was, again, all I needed to know. To know that, you know, normal Rue, truthfully, probably would have just told me to fuck off, gotten in the truck, and shoved her way out of whatever box was there. And that's not what happened. So I appreciate that.
Well, I'm not unreasonable.
There was a point in which you were.
Really?
You want me to, I think anyone under Irwin Dundee is unreasonable.
I was never under his club.
Okay, maybe I should rephrase. Maybe a club started by Irwin Dundee, and, you know, regardless of whether or not he's present, will always have the remnants of Irwin Dundee. Specifically when pinned against the police department, you know, things are just not gonna go well. You know what I mean?
Be reasonable, Rue.
Because Irwin Dundee
Be reasonable.
instills in people that, like,
Be reasonable.
it's all in all the time.
Be
There's
reasonable.
never a half measure. It's literally all or nothing. Which I do distinctly recall when dealing with BBMC. And I know you're not BBMC now, or at least I don't think you are.
Bucking from it.
But the point I'm trying to make is there was a time in which, you know, I would say things were unreasonable. Not necessarily you as a person, more so, you know, when you're in a group of people, and you're tasked with doing things, you do them. But the fact that yesterday
This is already
that didn't
better than I thought
happen
it was gonna be.
tells me that the group of people you're surrounded by now, may be better. Now, are they perfect? I can't say that.
Yeah, no.
But better nonetheless.
Look, I probably have a lot different perspective than I did, say, going all the way back then.
It's good. Oftentimes, people sort of lack the other perspective and fail to realize where other people are coming from. And so even the willingness to sort of learn,
Matt really like Flop for
maybe
real.
even experience the other perspective, or just hear the other perspective, tells me that, you know, you didn't take the easy way out. The easy way out would be essentially not consider anything, because fuck it, why? You're not going to change you, right? But again, the fact that you did says a lot to me.
Well, as long as that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. It is. Now, that being said, hopefully things never get to a point in which things get bad. Again, I understand your perspective, in the group you're part of, but my hope is that things don't get bad.
Bad in what way?
Well, people who are part of groups, are typically in it, fully. And what I mean by that is, if you're tasked with doing something, you pretty much have to do it. And you'll never know if I'm on the receiving end of whatever that is.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Humble. Good. Progress.
which is probably one of my biggest concerns.
That's understandable.
Though I will make it clear, I not only have a job to do, but at the end of the day, my safety, the safety of others, takes priority over everything else. There comes a situation in which you are involved and something needs to happen. I'm a realist here. I'm a realist, and I lay it out. As fucked up as it may sound, being family is not going to change my decision making.
I don't expect it to.
Much like I don't anticipate, I could be wrong, I'm assuming here. But again, we're sort of likely going to be pinned against each other at some point. I don't anticipate, I don't even find it to be reasonable for you to try to analyze whether or not I myself or Flop or anyone else is directly involved in a situation to be able to sit there and go, we can't do this. Like in those high stress situations, you're not even going to have the time to analyze it and determine that. But should something happen, I'm not going to be happy, obviously. But again, I'm just trying to set forth that expectation.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Do you have any questions for me?
Are you gonna save my phone number?
Let me just.
That's so cute. That's so cute.
Yeah. What is it?
I wrote it down. The drawing I
Oh,
gave you.
178 1397. Okay, all right. Whew.
And like I said, obviously we haven't talked, and I know I didn't delay it for any reason. It's just I haven't seen you, and I had a new work phone, and
I totally had your. I'm kidding. I didn't. I'm be real.
yeah,
There was just so much
did.
happening.
No, it's okay. I haven't really had a chance to have a proper introduction with everything. I know you probably spoke with Richard, or Etta, but
Spoke with Richard.
okay.
Yesterday, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
The day before.
Oh.
Day before.
Yeah, Richard's been
I
around
don't
a lot.
even know at this point. One
All
of the
good.
two.
Okay. Obviously, I still want to talk with you guys, but I appreciate it. I know Rue wanted to talk with you, and I wanted to at least call you. She didn't have your number, so.
Well, I'm glad we could have this brief chat without being interrupted by a gazillion different things. We're gonna have to schedule something.
Sure.
Get us all out to go and do something. Maybe we'll go like fishing or something. You like fishing, Rue?
Yeah.
I've been fishing a couple times in my life. Do I know what I'm doing most times? No. Not a fucking clue.
You're pretty good at
But,
fishing, though. You know how to throw a hook out with a sinker and catch literally anyone doing a mile over the speed limit, which I would say
That
is a
is
version of
true.
fishing.
That
Traffic citations are a sport. I think you're the only one that can articulate that.
I mean, maybe. Listen, I don't. Oh my god.
Can I ask?
One thing just got robbed and now it's something else.
Did
That's unfortunate.
a bunch of people go off duty? I plan on going on duty soon, but
There's a decent amount of people. on
okay, all right.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Wait.
14?
That's insane. That's great.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
But there's a lot of people who are on duty but don't intend on being on duty for too long.
Okay. Well, I'll
So
be
I do
back
have to
around.
respond to this.
No, you're good. You're fine. You do what you got to do. Thank you. I appreciate you taking the
No
time.
problem. If you need anything, let me know.
Will do. Absolutely. Likewise. You call me if you need anything.
Don't get into any trouble, Rue.
No promises.
I appreciate the honesty. I really do. That, trust me, that means a lot more than you think.
Why would I lie?
Because people often tell other people what they want to hear, not what they actually, you know.
No, I usually just be blunt.
Actually, to be fair, you have always been that way.
There's
Good
no
on you.
point
You're
in
different
lying,
than
so.
most. You're different than most.
Did that go okay?
That went quite literally the polar opposite that I was anticipating it to go.
Really?
I didn't want to lead it on at all. That went infinitely better than I expected it to.
How did you think it was gonna go?
I don't know, but knowing that Matt knew and I haven't formally said, hey, Dad, this is my daughter, and I didn't get a chance to tell you, to then you talking with him while I'm off duty talking with you, yet still failed to say anything to him verbally. I actually expected him to be a lot more upset. But, you handled yourself very well. You stayed humble. And I think that was a very telling, I think that was very telling. I definitely did lie about the scallop thing, but
I tried to go along with it, but I kind of cracked under pressure. I'm sorry.
you're fine. I'm just saying
I'm really bad at lying.
it's fine. It's okay. It's okay. It's good. I think the drawing was phenomenal. I think that's going to mean a lot to him. And I think if you always stay honest with him, what you can, I think that he will find the appreciation in that. He even said that you're different, which is a good thing, because Matt's view of the city, this island of people, is that everybody is sort of violent and will do whatever they can to get what they want. So the fact that you're transparent with him is, I'm going to say, shockingly the most, probably the largest, I'm going to say, prestige in relation to this family that I've seen in a very long time. The fact that you're not holding yourself to promises that you can't keep is something that Matt takes as very strong appreciation. But I also give him credit because he's right. His biggest issue is one that I think, without me even speaking with him, is the one that is on most people's minds right now.
Yeah, the shared sentiment.
Yeah. Whether he talked with Richard about it or not, it sounds like there was that altercation between the two, and it sounds like they spoke. I don't know to what terms, but I think the fact that you were able to set it a little straight with Matt directly, instead of your first introduction being in a giant family meeting, was quite possibly the best thing I think that could have happened. And you handle yourself phenomenally, so.
Okay. I wanted to say as well, like, you know, it's not like those kind of shootouts happen.
I know.
Much at all.
I know.
Especially with this club. Like,
They-
I haven't shot an officer since moving back here.
You have to see it from our perspective, right? Whereas I'll lay it out as blunt with you as possible. I won't even try and sugarcoat this. We respond to the worst case scenario all day. And the worst case scenario is someone has a gun in our face. And having a gun in our face is a very unfortunately common thing. And when we consider groups, we consider their level of severity and violence, which Matt unironically sort of laid out for you with Irwin Dundee's example. And pretty much said that anyone who kind of has an understanding with Irwin Dundee typically has that irrational push and mindset about them. And he used that as an example, right? The affiliation of. And typically when people hear gangs, groups, or affiliations, what might be a rare thing for you is a common thing for an officer. So while the ADMC may not pull the trigger, by the time you do pull the trigger, we just got done dealing with the Saints, Hydra, and BBMC and Changang, right? And
Yeah.
that rare occasion with ADMC, while rare for you, for an officer is another day in paradise. Which is sarcasm, but it becomes the same shit, different day. So I respectfully, from Matt's perspective, I respect and understand where he's coming from, because that theory is not wrong. But you're also not wrong in your theory too, that the reason cops think that way is because that's the way that we view it. But you're also not wrong, because you're right, you have not pulled the trigger on a cop. And that is something that I think should have a little bit of admiration to it. It's sort of a bittersweet double-edged sword, but I do think that there is admiration to that phrase in itself, considering we were allowed back on the island 6 months ago. But from an officer's perspective, an officer won't keep track that Rue Min Me didn't pull the trigger. And that's the unfortunate truth. I will. You know I will. And I think if Matt heard you say that, I think he would keep that into consideration. But there is no tally score. So that make a little sense? I'm sorry.
It does. No, it does. It definitely does. Yeah, when shootouts have occurred, it hasn't been the club going off first. I mean, either way, it still ends up in a shootout. But
Sure. You know, I'm not mad at you. You know, I get it. I understand it. I'm not happy about it, but I get it. And that's okay. I don't have to accept everything that happens. But I think giving you that perspective of where Matt is coming from, you're talking to a guy who's been an officer longer than I've had my feet planted in this city. So overall, though, oh, shut the fuck up.
Hello. What are you guys doing here?
I was drawing.
Oh, okay. All right, nice. Hi, Fluff. How are you, honey?
Don't worry about me. How are you doing?
I'm okay. I just, I woke up and I was thinking about fishing, but, here I am.
Did you not wipe your face off from last night?
That's a crazy statement. No, I woke up with a nosebleed, so I fucking washed off, thanks.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Jesus Christ. Anyway, what are you guys just hanging out?
Well, I gave a drawing to Matt.
Sorry, I needed a redo. I apologize. Can I please retract what was just said?
Yeah.
Just came out of my mouth, please. Thank you.
That's fine.
I said it in my brain, like, you ever eat something and your brain tells you shouldn't be eating this? That came out of my mouth. I said that and my brain went, you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fine. It's fine. Rue told me one time she bit into soap. So
Yeah, I did. And I spat it out.
Ew.
It smelled yummy, so I thought it was edible, but you know, I guess
no,
not.
That reminds
no.
me of you guys ever see the movie Elf when he's walking through the mall and the lady in the mall goes fruit spray and he goes sure and he sprays it in his mouth but it was fruit spray perfume.
Ooh. Oh
That's
yeah.
something I'd do.
Yeah. Yeah, kinda, huh?
Um
Oh.
I haven't spoke to Matt about Rue directly and I told him flat out in front of Rue that I just haven't had a chance to see you. I said but Rue has something for you. I didn't want to say that I knew what it was. I figured it would have been more personal if
Was it drawing?
yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, so he's got it then? He still has it?
He loved it and it went way better than expected.
Okay. Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, I haven't had the chance to talk to him, so that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to put family stuff aside for a second.
Sure.
I spoke with Rue briefly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm aware of what we'll call the urges.
Hmm. I
Have
I
you?
I told you about him, didn't I?
Well, yeah, but I heard that it's gotten worse recently, and I've been a little concerned.
Yeah.
In fact, before you came out of the house, I asked Rue, has Ziggy been sleeping at the house? Because
Mm.
I didn't want you to feel bad for having these feelings. So I wanted to make sure, you know, you were good.
Okay. I mean, yeah, it sucks a little. It is, you know, there is a part of me that is embarrassed, but at the same time, it's just, I just have to deal with it. So,
Do you know if there's literally anything, any little thing that helps fight that urge that I could keep in consideration, try and help? Because I don't expect you to reasonably have like an answer when you're really struggling, but I want to
mm,
do what I can.
yeah. I mean, shit. Even me and Root talked about this too. I don't really have an outlet at the moment. I mean, cigarettes sort of calm me down, but I don't want to just fucking be pounding these all day. So no at the moment, but it's on my mind. I'm trying to figure it out.
I know. Um, there's been a lot going on. Uh, I haven't even had a chance to talk with Rue about today's dilemma.
What's the dilemma?
I'll
Go
get to
on the
that.
roof.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Let's go on the roof.
Sure.
Um, Ziggy, I want to backtrack before we get to today.
Okay.
Rue knows about this. We had a very long conversation. Up, unironically on Chiliad. I heard you spoke with Balto.
Oh yeah, I had a nice chat with Balto actually. Yeah.
I did too.
Mm.
Um, yeah, this is the new
Thanks.
normal.
Thanks, guys.
I know you want to quit that smoking, but smoking stays in this house.
Yeah, I guess so.
We're gonna need to have someone come and clean off the yellowing on the walls at some point.
But we can smoke inside. I'll be
No.
outside to smoke.
Hell no, no. Please, God, no. I don't care
Okay.
as much as probably everyone else does, but dear God, have you ever been in a house where you had to replace filtering and pipes and stuff for central air because the yellowing and the gunk just all get it? It's disgusting. It's gross.
I smoke out on the patio.
Yeah.
One time I had a joint in the house, but that was it.
The less I know, the better.
Okay.
There's been a lot going on. I had a very long conversation with Etta, and it was one of the most gut-wrenching conversations I've had
Mm,
because she's worried about a lot.
sure.
And I'm not going to sit here and paraphrase. And I think the easiest response to you is I think you owe her at least a conversation to talk things out. Um, at a pretty much, I don't want to call it an ultimatum, but she pretty much said that there were stipulations that she was worried about and worried about people's safety. And I told Etta that I want things to work out. I want things with the family to be okay. And I said, if for whatever reason it comes down to the wire, and I'm paraphrasing this part, but I pretty much told her if it came down to the wire, there is only so much I can do. But the last thing I would do would be to walk away from you guys. And if the choice became that I had to take the blow for it, uh, 10 times out of 10 I would. And
Mm,
she didn't like that. But I told her, I said, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not here to lie to you. I don't want to get to that point. But for you guys to know, I haven't really like set this in stone, but I've already made my choice if it ever came to that point. But I want to do whatever I can to avoid that. Now, with that said, Etta did say something that I, without a shred of doubt, have to agree with her on. And I'm going to inform you. This way you can kind of formulate how you want to respond. And I told Etta that I don't want to speak for you because this is... I believe the way I phrased it was, that is Ziggy's story to tell. Not mine. But the meeting and big conversation we had on the roof, where you said you were a therapist and stayed among, you know, standing on that ground, essentially, and that it would not escalate from there. Between the three of us, and I don't like to keep secrets, I'm not here to keep secrets, but between the three of us, I've done the job long enough. Even I know that that was respectfully not going to stay that way.
mm,
But you did sort of, whether you said it directly, it was either direct or directly implied that it wouldn't go anywhere from there. And she is scared and is worried where it's going to go from here. And she feels like the change has been very fast and very directed. So she doesn't like the idea of having to ignore family because of warrants. She doesn't like the idea that we have to tell people not to come home.
okay.
So you don't have to explain this to me.
No,
But-
I know.
But I do agree with Etta that I do think she is, and maybe even as far as to say the family is at least owed some kind of a conversation about that.
I've tried. I tried to speak that about, I mean, literally specifically the shootout that we were in, and she sort of seemed to dance around it and say that she'd spoke to Richard at some point about it, but she didn't really elaborate with me. Second, I have made it very clear that I have in the past and am still willing to kill for the people that I care about and be in the way in the same way. I would literally take a bullet for anybody in this family. And me going out and actually doing that I suppose is that the step she's afraid about, me following through with what I said I was going to do. Because if I may, I mean, this is more of an explanation that she may need to hear, because I know you know, but um, while this whole, chain gang situation is club stuff, I mean, you said it. They would, they
Sure.
they have no
Club stuff.
qualms, right? They have no
Well,
qualms with
we'll,
hunting
we'll
family.
see how you feel about that by the end of this conversation, but let's keep going.
Fuck my life. What now?
Your
Okay.
son, but we'll get to that soon.
Oh
He's
no.
okay as it stands right now. He's not hurt. He's not. Just as.
Oh. What did he do something
Just-
to piss the
No,
okay.
no. I promise you, don't freak out about it right now. I think he's fine, but I just
Okay.
keep
All
going.
right.
You're good.
Anyway, yeah, no, I mean, those guys would be willing to hurt family to, get to me. This was, sort of uh, eh, two sides of the same coin for me.
I know.
Yeah.
You don't have to explain that to me though, and I want to make clear, and I'm gonna say this very bluntly, and I don't want you. This is not me like pushing back or giving like an irrational response. But the meeting we had on the roof, I understood, whether it was said or not, because I don't believe it was, that things could escalate. Now, granted, I know you better than probably anyone, but I don't think that that was something that was expressed heavily enough in that meeting on the balcony that day. Listen, I know,
Okay.
and I'm not trying to be a doom spiral here. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just letting you know that I literally had Etta crying over my shoulder, and I think that she's at least owed a conversation, and I think maybe a talking with Richard and Matt would also
Mhm.
be good. I
Yeah.
don't think personally what you did was inherently specifically wrong, but I don't think that anyone in the family expected the response, and I don't know if it was explained to them in enough detail.
Mm.
Posh, thank you for the 11 months. I appreciate you. Thank you.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm willing to have a conversation with her and, properly explain things to her, but I figured that I may have made it relatively clear when I did say that I was willing to, and still am, frankly, uh, willing to assassinate the fucking mayor on her behalf. So,
Yeah. I mean, listen, I don't think there's two ways of putting this. There is only one road that this goes down, and it was very clearly expressed that I'm pretty sure by the end of that conversation, I specifically remember the conclusion that everyone realized and understood that you've been blooded in.
mm,
I mean, there was no two ways about it. You have a fucking cut, right? That's
mm,
not bad. So I don't think me, I know. Etta, who worked for city council and is, from my experience with Etta, been mostly legal almost her whole life. I know she had a little stint there with groups, but she is only hearing the perspective and living the perspective through myself, Matt, and Richard. She's
mm.
getting the police perspective. She doesn't know the structure. She doesn't see the whole thing happening at once. And I think that she's owed leniency for not understanding it. Richard has always stood on the moral ground, of what he believes is right. And I think an easy way to explain him is that he is old-fashioned.
Sure.
And Matt is under the grounds of morals that are within reason. I think he's not as old-fashioned as Richard, but I think that regardless of where Matt stands, Matt has his own personal stance, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think that there is going to be obvious leniency for Richard's opinion on that. I think Richard would be the one to lead that conversation, and Matt would be the one to find acceptance in what Richard has to say. So I think the way I see it is, I think a real heart-to-heart with Etta about things is good.
Yeah.
And I think finding a relative approach to comfort Richard or I'm going to say and Matt is a healthy thing.
Mm.
I know you didn't dive into specific details during that balcony conversation, but obviously I'm fucking married to you. I know where that was going and I know where it led. I understand. You don't need to defend it to me. I told Rue yesterday what I'm going to tell you. I repeated it earlier. It will always be you guys. I would never leave you. And if it meant that I lost everything, I would stand on that ground. It would tear me to shreds.
That's
But
the thing, though. I don't want that for you. You know.
yeah.
That's
Did I-
somebody's being murdered back there.
I'm pretty sure a local just killed that person. That's so funny. I'm gonna 911 that just so this guy gets fucked.
Damn.
Oh.
Fuck, that's funny. Yeah, I mean, you know, Matt and Richard are, they make their perspective.
What's the name of that building that he's next to? The
I think it's called the Hen House or something like that.
okay.
He's right by the book as well.
Mm-hmm. Matt and Richard are always going to have, their that sort of perspective on things, which is fine.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be a hurdle.
Yeah. And I understand, that perspective and where they come from, so I'm not adverse to it or want to oppose them. I want you to wind back for a second. I want you to re-go over that bit about the ultimatum, because you didn't really explain that.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Huh.
What's up?
Yeah, but he may be talking about not you flop, like flops as in BBMC flops.
Pipsqueak? Yeah.
I'm gonna find out.
Do you have history with Pipsqueak?
Oh, yesterday. This
Oh.
dumb
I don't like Pipsqueak.
fucking this stupid
Pipsqueak
fucking
likes me
rat.
for some reason. Oh.
Sorry, I'm. Hold on.
I'm about
Fine.
to call Pipsqueak.
It's fine.
There you go. Oh, fucking please, cry me a river. We had someone in custody for assault with a deadly. 14 months. 14 fucking months. And Pipsqueak held up somebody. Hold on.
Oh, she's gonna fucking lose it with that one.
Please talk her out of that one, okay?
It'll be fine.
Yeah, Pipsqueak decided to hold somebody up. I won't say who, but I'm sure if you ask enough people, you'll find out.
Ask me. I watched from down the fucking road. It's why I hate Pipsqueak.
Oh, yeah, Pipsqueak held someone up. Oh, for fuck's sake. What is that?
Okay.
Holy fuck. That's an underrated tweet. I want to retweet that. Fuck.
That is pretty good.
Oh, I love Jesse.
We're getting sidetracked.
Yeah, so Pipsqueak fucking held up somebody at knife point. And I said, I need to see proof of life. And the whole thing was that Pipsqueak was holding up somebody to say, let that person out of jail, my friend out of jail, no charges or anything, and I'll let the person go. I said, I need to see proof of life. So Pipsqueak showed up, I took over negotiations, and I said, we literally cannot fulfill that. We literally cannot let someone go when they're in our fucking custody in the cells. It does not happen. Because if we did, every time someone went to jail, people would be showing up with a hostage at the PD, and it would just be stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And Pipsqueak turned around and said, well, then I'll just kill the hostage. I said, okay, then you'll be met with hot fucking lead from the 15 cops who are trained on you right now at gunpoint. You play the fucking game. So it came down to, put simply, Pipsqueak tried to run. Aw, look, the police are here. Oh my god, wow. Look at them over there. That guy's going to jail. So, damn, who would have snitched on that? Oh, and Air One. Everybody wave to Air One.
Oh.
Everybody
What's Air One
wave.
doing here?
Everybody wave.
Oh,
Hey.
what the fuck?
Air One.
Someone Air One for what? Speed pushing? Oh, okay.
Hi, Air One. So yeah, long story short, Pipsqueak turned. Put the finger away. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Okay, I want to. Long story short, Pipsqueak turned what was literally going to be somebody who, for the time they were in our custody, getting like 2 months in prison, argued it down to 1 month. And instead of it being a 15-minute process or 10-minute process, it was a hour and a half because they tried to hold someone up at high. It was ridiculous. And even better, Pipsqueak was brought into custody about 10 minutes later. Who would have thought?
I don't know why, but that Pipsqueak guy, he likes me. I literally just saw him walking down the road one day, and I was like, I offered him a ride.
Hey! Fuck.
Yeah, they're not.
I want to know if that person's going to jail.
I mean, the fucking helicopter's here. Seems like he might be. Hello?
Hi! Oh! Oh! I can explain.
More people?
Jesus, Bones, Air One for this. I'm
training Crystal.
No, you're good. I was having a conversation on the roof, and I looked behind me, and this guy on a bike was fucking. It looked like he was doing handoffs, but it was kind of hard to tell. All of a sudden, a local pulls a gun and fucking shoots him in the head, and the local walks away.
Right there.
Yeah. So I called it in.
What I heard from Flop was like this guy was potentially doing handoffs, but he didn't confirm if the guy was doing a handoff. But this guy or a local came up and just shot him in the fucking head right there, and
just walked away.
Did the guy start mag dumping him while he was on the ground? Because he's got 12 GSWs.
He took probably like 5 or 6 shots, and then the local started walking away. I had a local run over to my place, running away from the gunfire. So.
Okay. Flop said that the local kind of unloaded maybe like 5 or 6 bullets into him, and he could have some like from previous, I guess, if he is selling drugs from previous handoffs where he got shot.
It was kind of hard to tell, but